And Meghan McCain reportedly flipped out at some of her producers on The View over a mistake. Now, to be fair, this does come from the Daily Mail, so adjust your salt expectations because there may be a lot. And not just coming from Meghan McCain, by the way. Although she does get a little salty. Now, sources told the Daily Mail that McCain had blown up the show's producers in front of the studio audience after Whoopi Goldberg had to restart a segment on Tuesday after she confused a law professor with a Justice Department official. Now, McCain had apparently confused a man named Warren Binford, a Willamette College law professor who described horrific conditions at child detention facilities, with Sarah Fabian. Now, Sarah Fabian, of course, is the Justice Department lawyer that she described as a holdover from the Obama administration. Now, Fabian also is known as the lady who argued that migrant children in these detention facilities don't need to have access to a toothpaste, beds, or soap. And she says, well, I mean, that would be safe and sanitary conditions. No, it wouldn't be. How can you have safe and sanitary conditions without beds or soap? Especially for some of these children that have been there for weeks, possibly months. But that's who Sarah Fabian is. Now, for me, she's very infamous. But I guess at the time, Meghan McCain was like, oh, well, I just got these two people confused. And, of course, instead of at first admitting to her mistake, she flipped out. Now, Goldberg ended the segment and intended to restart it after a commercial break, but sources said McCain lost it and started to shout profanities at the production crew. One source within the show said, quote, Meghan became unhinged. She screamed, this is some BS. What are you producers good for? Now, the source also said that some of the producers had run over to calm her down, as usual, but that didn't work. Before they could, she ended up turning to the show's executive producer, Brian Teta, and said, you MFer, how could you let this happen to me? Now, later on, of course, Teta said he did confirm. And he said, oh, no, she was just messing around. She was, it was a joking way. Right. Now, all of this allegedly happened over in front of a live studio audience. Right. So this makes me think of, we're doing it live. We're doing it live. F it, we're doing it live. Now, look, if true, hilarious, right? Now, the whole comment where it said producers had to come and calm her down, as usual, suggests that if this is true, this might be a common occurrence. Not yelling at the producers, but Meghan McCain basically losing her cool. Then again, look, I guess I would understand if she loses her cool all the time. It's easy to get flustered when you're constantly wrong all the time. Now, co-host Sunny Hostin apparently had to issue a legal note later on the show clarifying the difference between Binford and Fabian. She said, quote, two different women, two different topics. McCain also interrupted to admit that the mistake was hers. She said, quote, I screwed up. Thank you for fixing it, Sunny. All right. Now, look, good on her for owning it, right? Even if it is after the fact. That said, to me, look, what is McCain doing there? She doesn't belong there. She can't take an argument without getting angry. Look, I know she's outnumbered by liberals. Sunny Hostin, a very smart person, interested in facts. Whoopi Goldberg, of course, is your establishment, centrist. But even she believes in obvious facts. Behar, of course, is a big progressive. So she's outnumbered by people who believe in facts instead of her conservative BS. So now why is she still there if it's so bad? Well, apparently she probably makes quite a bit of money there. Obviously. But also because, well, there's somebody out there high up that really likes her. Apparently, according to the source, top ABC News executive James Goldston is Meghan's biggest fan. In fact, he said, quote, despite what she's done to morale behind the scenes of the show, and despite the viewer feedback on her being dreadful, he's enamored with her family legacy. Okay. Imagine being a fan of Meghan McCain. Blah. But then again, there are people out there who hear some of her terrible arguments and think, oh no, she nailed it. She nailed it. I agree. Now, apparently, that person, one of them happens to be an executive at the ABC. That's if this story is correct. Now, at this point, the source had added, quote, Meghan is starring in the talk show version of How to Get Away with Murder. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.